So what I've done is I've cut a triangle. I should have showed you that before I bent it together, shouldn't I? I cut a triangle out of the angle, and now I'm forcing them together. So then I've cramped them up so that I can now get the position of the various pieces. Obviously this bit is for the wheels, and this bit is going to be the other way up with a bit of timber on it and act as a stop, so I know where it comes, with the wheels being in the middle of the dinghy. And just check that everything is square to the axle, because we're going to put bits of timber on there which is going to be scribed to give support. One last check, and we'll use a tape this time. That's 30. Ready? This one. There we go then. Now we can then mark a bit short where everything comes. On the side as well. There we go. There we go. Now the next thing is mark the holes. You need to mark where the wheels are coming on the dinghy. Make sure. And you always have a job finding it. Mark the whole bit with some white. Let's drill our holes. Always use a pilot drill to start with. Always use a pilot hole. Well, I've cramped a piece of wood in there because that stops the drill from biting just as it goes through the metal. You engineers are probably having a fit with your leg up looking at me do this, but that's because I'm a bit of a bush carpenter. Oops, lazy. That's the beauty of these rechargeable drills. There we go. You can put them on a little bit of torque. Oh, there we go. All drilled and bolted together. I've done it alongside of the dinghy so that I can get the proportions right, so that the wheels are going to be slightly over halfway or under halfway nearer the stern of the dinghy, purely because they'll have an engine on the back and that'll make the back end of the dinghy just that little bit heavier, which it needs to be anyway. So there we go. So we've got that piece. There's the axle, there's the axle, and then I've got a slight strengthening bit there which I should put a piece of timber on, handles and a bit of tube for the pulling and pushing handle. Right, next thing is wheel, and we need some holes for our battens. Two there, and two there, because the batten will be a bit thin there because I've got to cut it around them holes. When you put the batten on, with a 50x25 tile batten, I'm cheap because I actually don't need it, because I've got I've got my original ones I'm going to put back on. I just thought it wouldn't be fair for me to not show you how to do it. What I've done is a bit of chalk on the bolts, on the bolt head, slip a bit of backing into roughly where you want it. Well, not roughly where you want it, where you want it. Like so. Right, that's it. Push down on it. Hopefully, there we go. We've got a couple of marks there, and I'll cut that out to clear the end of them bolts. And then we'll show you how we do the scribing. Now I've marked it to clear. Just cut that out. And you neat tradesmen, you'll clean that up, won't you? Of course you will. There we go, that's sitting right there now. Then you'll check that the two side bits, the bearing bits, are in the right place. Now what we want to do is we've got to scribe that back to the boat, to the dinghy. Now we can't come down too much because of the size of the back. If you wanted more support, then you need a thicker back, or a wider back, 3-inch back. But we can come down that much, so only just so. So all you do is find something the right size, or a compass, a pair of compasses, place it against it and just make a load of marks, like that. I know I can only just cut things until I bump into the steel there. And you'll do exactly the same on the other side, like so. And what you're going to do now is put lots of saw cuts in. Lots of saw cuts into them lines and then chisel it out. So you're going to end up with a line like that and a line on the opposite side, and what we're going to do is put saw cuts in down to them lines, just lots of saw cuts. I'm showing you how I do it, but I've got no intention of using this bit because I've got my bit from last summer already, but that's basically it. Down to the line, look on the other side, look a bit more like so. You skilled chippies amongst you probably wouldn't bother with all these saw cuts. You'll probably just use a shave, or a bandsaw, or a jigsaw, but there you go. That's a DIY. There's a DIY way of doing it, all the way along. And then it fit the profile of the dinghy and give it good support. But as I say, I'm using the ones that I took off, because they're still good. Treated batten, tile batten. There's the ones from last time. As you can see, I still went with the saw cuts. Purely because it's at an angle, and if you use a jigsaw you don't get the angle. So well, as long as you've got lines to work to, it don't much matter really. Now my next job is to put the axles on. Right, I've got some 1-inch pipe. This is from the old trailer, still working those. I've got a pair of wheelbarrow wheels, not wheelbarrow wheels, cement mixer wheels. That's going to go in there, that's going on there. Some nice big washers and some bolts to hold it. And then of course you'll want, when the wheelbarrow wheel's on, you'll want a washer, barrow wheel, wheelbarrow thing, and then you'll want a pin through there to stop them coming off, of course. And that's our next job, is to drill these holes big enough to take the bolts that I'm going to be using. Just to make sure they all line up, eh? Oh, I've got to get a different kind of bolt. This has got shoulders on these. There we go, that's going to work. Then the wheel's going to go on. Oh, no, then it'll be a washer. Then it'll be a wheel. Naturally there's another bolt to go in. And then I should make some pins to go in there to stop the wheel coming off. Let's bake that then, boys and girls. There you go. Because I'm using my original, but the bolts are in a different place now, so that's what I'm doing. There we go, that'll do. Now, I'm going to take it a bit. I'm going to leave the battens out the back long for the minute, and then I shall cut them off later when I'm launching the dinghy and stuff to see where it's best to keep them. So there you go. Now it's got to be took to bits. All the little loosey bits like the washers and the clips I'm going to use on the wheels, I'm going to make them out of a couple of tent pegs. They've all got to be wired together to go off for galvanising, and that should last me at least 2 years without replacing the bolts. And then I'll probably have to replace the bolts, and that'll probably do me another 2 years, so I've got at least 6 years out of that, which I'll be quite pleased with. Hope it helps. Just the way I've done it. May not be to your taste, but it's the way I did it. Nice and balanced. That's the job, just like pushing the ground.